Okay, hi Aya. Today is Sunday, and Sundays are when I try to get myself organized for the week, catch up on the stuff that I should have been doing the whole weekend, all of that jazz. And so today I thought I would take you with me as I prepare for my week and give you some of my thoughts on how to stay organized. Also, happy Valentine's Day, you guys. Have you guys ever wondered, like, what is the origin of Valentine's Day? Well, basically, under Emperor Claudius II, ancient Roman soldiers were forbidden to get married because the emperor believed that single men made better soldiers. Like, I guess because they had nothing to go home to. That's a little dark. I don't know. And basically, St. Valentine would perform wedding ceremonies for these soldiers in secret so that they could get married. And he actually ended up being executed for that sometime around 200 CE. So there actually is a historical precedent for St. Valentine's association with themes of romance and love, which I think is kind of cool. Some people say that February 14th is when he was executed, but I don't know if we actually have anything to prove that. So there's another fun fact for you. And now let's go grocery shopping. Grocery haul, you guys. It's gonna be really exciting. I went to Vaughn's, which, you know, it kind of has like an Erewhon vibe, very similar, just like, yeah, like luxury grocery items. So let's just get into it. Look how cute. I guess one thing that comes to mind in terms of how I stay mentally organized when approaching a big goal like medical school is that I actually think it's pretty important to not put too much weight on the big picture or the finish line. I think it's just better to take life in bite-sized pieces, right? Especially when you have a really long road ahead of you. So I think it's actually a real skill to be able to set small goals. I think something that's been really helpful for me is setting weekly goals and monthly goals. Every Sunday, I'll turn to a new page on my planner, think about my weekly goals, and then think about the little things I need to do to accomplish them. I'll also put in any appointments that I have. I'll check my email to see if there's any meetings I'm supposed to be going to, and so on. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. This is my school bag these days. It's really nice, holds a lot of stuff. I obviously will bring my laptop with me to class, and I'll also bring my planner. Pencil case, super exciting. My little sister got this for me while she was in Japan over the summer, so. Mini hairbrush, it's been helpful many times. Hand cream, because after anatomy lab where I'm doing dissections, I wash my hands so much with burning hot water and it makes my hands dry. Sunglasses, and my blood pressure cuff. I obviously only really need it when I'm going to be speaking with a patient, but I've forgotten it too many times. I don't trust myself anymore. So now I just keep it on me, you know? I also keep this inside my bag. This is an Anki remote. If you don't know what Anki is, it's just like a flashcard software that med students use, and it might seem a little silly to need a remote to like click through cards, but it just makes it so much easier. It lets me go through flashcards like while I'm on the treadmill, for example, and it also lets people do flashcards like under the table during class. Me personally, I don't do that, of course, but there's also a mini like compartment inside. I keep these like Listerine things in my bag too. I'm obviously not allowed to have gum in anatomy lab because that's kind of gross. But I feel like these breath strips, like the taste of the mint is so strong and overpowering that it helps the smell of the, I don't know, formaldehyde. I also do have gum though, and this new lip gloss. Besides that, I keep my AirPods and my student ID in my bag. And that's kind of it. Every Sunday night, I like to pack my bag for the next day because I feel like over the weekend I'll like take stuff out, it ends up all around my apartment, and so getting everything back into one place I feel like it sets me up for success. Okay, I'm gonna make my breakfast and lunch for tomorrow now. I honestly may have extra for the day after too. I like to keep them separate so nothing gets mushy, but then in the morning I can just put this in a bowl and then dump these in. I have my chicken and I'm gonna make a little marinade situation. Okay, it is the end of the day now. I'm having a little self-care moment, as you can see, but while I'm marinating, I did realize that I have one more fun fact for you guys, which is sort of Valentine's Day themed because it's about a very iconic couple from Greek mythology called Theseus and Ariadne. Gotta give you a little context first. Anyone who's read Percy Jackson or like is at all familiar with Greek mythology knows about the Minotaur, which is a monster that's half man, half bull. And in the myth, the Minotaur eats people. Scary. And so in order to keep this monster contained, King Minos of Crete had a big labyrinth, or like a big maze, constructed underground that the Minotaur lives out his days in. Now, at some point, Athens and Crete were at war. I don't know why, but eventually Crete wins. King Minos decides that as punishment, every single year the Athenians need to send 7 men and 7 women over to Crete to be sent into the labyrinth and sacrificed to the Minotaur. King Minos was kind of a freak, you guys. I think canonically he's actually the uncle of the Minotaur, but that doesn't matter for now, because eventually this Greek hero named Theseus pulls up and he's like, I'm gonna kill this Minotaur. But he doesn't know how because everyone who enters the labyrinth gets really lost, can't find their way out, and then they get eaten, right? So he doesn't know what to do. Fortunately, King Minos has a daughter named Ariadne, and she falls in love with Theseus and is like, I gotta help this kid out. Right before Theseus was about to be sent into the maze, against her father's wishes, Ariadne comes down, gives him a sword and a ball of like thread, and tells him that as he's going through the labyrinth he should unwind the ball of thread so that once he kills the Minotaur he can use the ball of thread to find his way out. And she was kind of goated for that because Theseus did end up successfully killing the Minotaur and making his way out of the maze using that ball of thread that his girl gave him. What is my point in saying all of this? Well, fun fact, you know what that ball of thread was called? A clue. And that's where we get the word clue from. Isn't that crazy? Like, I think that's kind of cool. Although to be honest, Theseus and Ariadne, like, low-key didn't have the best relationship. They started off really strong though, I would say. Now for the rest of my night routine. Okay, I already took my makeup off, but this is what I use. Okay, you guys, we've made it to the end of my little Sunday reset. I'm feeling really good. Aya, you recently recommended me this hair serum and I got it. It's like a nighttime I mean, it says it's a magic night serum, which really tells me nothing, but I think it's supposed to be like protective. I don't know, but I just put it in the ends of my hair and it smells so nice. And to be so real with you, who knows if it does jack, but it makes me feel like I'm taking care of myself. Okay? So anyways, TLDR. Honestly, I think that if you're not sitting on your phone looking at Instagram stories all day, single or not, Valentine's Day can be quite fun. So I hope you got yourself some chocolate. This is what I'm working with here. And yeah, I mean, I can't promise that this will work for everyone, but for me, having, you know, my little routines and getting in bed super extra early on Sunday nights low-key does help with the Sunday scaries. But yeah, anyways, text me, girl. I feel like I have no clue what's going on in your life these days, so update me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did anything fun for Valentine's Day, do let me know. But otherwise, have a wonderful week. Can I kiss? Can I get a kiss?